Hi, I'm Leah Perrino. I'm a graphic designer, writer, art curator, music lover, and activist for harm reduction. I grew up in Ohio, so music and art kind of collided really hard there. Like, I grew up in the emo scene and that hit hard. So I was always going to shows and I started shooting concerts. Then when I went to school for graphic design and journalism. Use it like any way that I could bring design into the music community, whether it's writing about it, covering shows, shooting photography, designing album art or gig posters, just music, art, design. It all kind of just came together as this like force. I think by default, my favorite has to be photography because that's what I started. It's like me just taking my film camera out and doing whatever I want, not for a client, so that's kind of my true like solace. I'm in the middle of working on a big music festival project right now where I'm branding the entire music festival, their lineup graphics, social media graphics. Aside from that, it would definitely be my magazine. To be able to, like go to Skylight Books and like hold it is something that I loved being a part of. My piece for End Overdose is called Deliverance. I named it that because it's like something that I am constantly chasing, sense of freedom from whatever it is that's burdening you, just like that sense of release. Anyone struggling with addiction is also chasing. It has to do with the desert because that's my like personal deliverance. It's a film photo of the desert that I manipulated. I use circles a lot in my work and I've always kind of been drawn to circles, and then it kind of took on a deeper meaning throughout my adult life as I struggle with clinical depression. So I take my antidepressant bottles and like trace circles and just make circle patterns. Then it just became kind of a circle study of like, okay, I'm gonna see how many compositions I can make. And then the parallel really drew there with the medication because this piece also has to do with opioid addiction, which is something that has heavily impacted my life. So having that parallel between the prescription bottles and an oxy addiction, I thought was really suitable for End Overdose as well, and it kind of brings everything together without, you don't look at it and immediately you don't think of drugs. Harm reduction is really important to me because I think it's something that a lot of people don't really know about, a lot of people don't talk about, a lot of people don't have access to, and these resources, they really do save lives. And I personally have experienced someone being revived from an overdose, and they're fortunately still alive today. So without harm reduction, they wouldn't be here. I feel like art is just like the great vehicle to talk about these things. Being in the art and music scene out here and seeing it around me, it's like that's not going away. And I think accepting that that's part of the culture and just being smarter about it and just getting the resources in the right hands and training people on how to just be responsible with drug use and addiction and look for the signs. I think that is so important, and I've been looking for something like End Overdose for so long. I see a zine in the future. I see some, hopefully more posters and prints, and just getting this out around LA in a way that is actually speaking to our generation and the people who are in this scene. And I would love to do more, just any way that I could help this mission with art, I want to do. And you could get the resources super easy at endoverdose.net, and they ship everything right to you. So test strips, Narcan, everything that you can need. I highly recommend carrying it around wherever you are, whoever you're with, because you just never know. Actually ending the deaths, of course, but ending the stigma too, and ending all the judgment around it, and any association that just, if you overdose, you're a junkie or whatever people think. Like, I just want there to be more empathy for this, and just more understanding of what these people are going through. And I mean, you don't even have to be an addict to be affected by overdose. Like, it can affect anybody in any way. All the negativity around overdose, as well as like the actual overdose deaths, and getting that fucking scary countdown, and I think is just really important, and I'm happy to be a part of that mission.